So we're back with first impressions. It's been quite a while since we had a crack at this series, and that was intentional because it was never meant to be a series, but in this case I actually thought I'd bring this back because I actually want to give my first impressions on the new Star Wars TV series that dropped from this point by release hopefully a few weeks back, because again, I'm not the best with schedules, but at the same time this isn't really a deadline scheduled show, it's just for fun, as I keep reiterating in a lot of these videos. And at the end of the day, I just want to give my opinion, and I think at this point it's better to just give my thoughts on the first episode. And again, by the time of this recording, I think the first 3 have already aired, so of course, bit behind, and there are some things that I do know, not a lot of them because I still haven't had the chance to sit down and watch those episodes, but I've already seen the first episode, so that's what we'll be focusing on today, and that's kind of like the whole point of why I chose to bring back this series, because it's first impressions on the pilot, which is fitting in this scenario. So, for my first impressions on this series, specifically on the protagonist, by all extent, he is essentially the Clint Eastwood bounty hunter with a heart of gold, and I really enjoyed it. His skills as that of expected seasoned bounty hunter are there, and of course it relies all the tropes and all the entertainment that comes with these kind of characters where you can enjoy them kicking ass, and you get to see how they live a day-to-day life in this grim underworld setting. But he's still human, and he's not good at everything, and even struggles with things that he doesn't fully understand. Probably not the most in-depth analysis I can ever give, but for a starting point and for a first introduction to a character, that already sells me on him. I love good characters, and even though there's plenty more room for development in other areas, the starting off point has already sold me. Because not only has this got me interested in his character, but also invested in him, even in the small details. Even though, like a lot of Boba Fett type characters in the Star Wars universe, he doesn't speak a lot throughout the first few minutes of the movie, because it doesn't help that you can't really see his face. But the performance from the actor, for God help me, can't think of the name, sorry, mostly known from Game of Thrones, of course, but he conveys a lot of personality, and it shows as it progresses throughout the episode, and that adds more investment to the character. And as you watch his story progress throughout the start of the story, it is literally that. The entire crux of this episode is about him and his day-to-day life running under this world, and it works really well for an introduction. Main character aside, the other characters do a decent job delivering their roles and the characters they're presenting in this corner of the Star Wars galaxy, and they deliver it with gusto. Nothing really stood out, but I can say that the droid was a highlight, and it was fun to watch for an action scene too. But now, moving away from the characters, the world feels alive and lived in, and it feels like there's more out there. Much better world building, in my opinion, especially in regards to the sequel trilogy. But again, this is a story for another day. Hopefully another podcast down the line. It's an expected spaghetti western story. It's the classic spaghetti western story, really. You're going through day-to-day lives trying to survive in the world of outlaws, but with Star Wars. And it works. While this isn't anything new to television or even film or even Star Wars, it's a serviceable start to a story or series for the first live-action TV show based on Star Wars in general. Again, this is something that I guess was kind of toyed with when they were trying to make Star Wars Underworld back in the late 2000s. Even though it was basic handling a story, there's enough there to get you interested and want to see what comes next. And that's what's important. And again, this is how these kind of stories are built, and going forward into the next few episodes and maybe the next few seasons, they can do more interesting and different storytelling as they go along. The start is simple, and that's kind of what we always need sometimes. Make it simple, make it easy, and you can build on it as it goes along. And of course, now getting to the final part of the episode, the twist. I was surprised, and I guess we were all expecting a no Jedi or Force users included in the series, because we thought it was going to be about the underworld side of Star Wars, the grittiness, away from all the magic and the powers. But this is another nice twist, I guess. It's an interesting direction. Again, if this is how they're going to be going forward with this story. However, considering the species, I am curious and intrigued to see how this will further develop in time, and maybe even impact future events to come in the Star Wars galaxy. But this could turn up its head at some point if it's handled poorly. Again, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But as it stands, it was a surprising twist, and it's gotten me intrigued. And that's kind of the whole point, really. This is what our first episodes are meant to do, and I am intrigued. I'd also like to add as a last minute, again, being Star Wars, there are plenty of references and Easter eggs dropped throughout this first episode too. And they do good too. They're fun. They're great for callbacks, and it's fun in general when you have Easter eggs. It doesn't really... yeah, I guess that's really all I can really add in that Easter egg box. There was plenty of good ones and references to look out for the original trilogy. I think there might have been some reference from the prequels as well. I'm sure there's some for the sequels too. But, yeah, they were fun, nice callbacks, I guess. But in the end, the main story itself, the main focus, I can say overall, it was satisfying. And for an overall verdict in general, for the first episode of The Mandalorian, it's a fun first episode that delivers the necessary setup for the characters and the story, and it's a fun ride to throw out. However, its story is nothing new to the world, but its setup for potential holds a lot of weight and hope for the series to strive forward if it continues and plays off well. Again, things could change, and maybe by the end of this season's run, we could not be interested at all. We'll have to wait and see in the end. But overall, for a first episode and a pilot, it's a fun ride. Go and check it out. I'd recommend it. So yeah, nice quick comeback for first impressions. Again, don't expect this to be another recurring series, as I mentioned before. I'm sure there's something coming down in the future, maybe next year, that I'll have a crack at doing again. But for now, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.